fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in beautiful Helen, Georgia, and I'm here with travel adventures from Eric B., one of our good friends. We've traveled with him around the world. This guy has got some fun videos on YouTube, and today we're going to talk about our 5 mistakes that veteran travelers make when they travel. And these are things that anybody can make, but even veteran travelers trip up on a few things over the years. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest mistake I make when it comes to traveling, that I do way too often than I should, is not replacing my toiletries. You know, you go travel, you use your contact solution, maybe you have a few Tylenol because you had a few too many when you had your beers here in Helen, and then you forget. And then on your next trip you go and, there's no Pepto, there's no, no toothpaste, there's no contact solution. These things happen. So one thing I want to recommend to you, before you throw your toiletry bag in the checked luggage or in your carry-on, go and see, do I have Peptos? Do I have the Imodiums? Do I have the contact solution, the backup contacts, my glasses? Have all that toiletry stuff kind of put together so you know it's there, because you don't want to find out at 11 o'clock at night when you're here going, I don't have contact solution, so you're putting your contacts in water until you get to Walgreens the next day. So that's one mistake I make. Now, Eric, what's a mistake that you as a seasoned traveler have made, or at least that seasoned travelers do make?
Well, one of the mistakes that I've made is not always paying attention to the rules. Well, this is a big thing. If you're a veteran traveler, you should definitely know this. So with your passport, you got 6 months before they won't even let you on the plane. So if my passport expires in June of 2027, if I want to use my passport to go somewhere in January, guess what? They may not let me on the plane, because the policy is you have to have at least 6 months on that passport in order to travel. So if that passport's got June on it and it's January, you might not get on that plane. So you definitely have to look out for things like that, paying attention to the rules. And when you're traveling to different places have different rules as far as like the different passport rules. If you're going to Asia or Africa or somewhere like that, you might have to get different shots. Just pay attention to everything that comes along with where you're going, the destination, to be 100% prepared for it.
Yeah, and you have things like ETA for the UK. If you're not doing your ETA, filling those pre-clearances out before you go, they're not letting you on some of the flights. You can't get it when you get there. You have to do that. Eventually, with the ETIS system in Europe, you're going to make sure you need to know those things, and when they come out, when you have to have them, because like you said, they're going to start denying people entry. So make sure you're checking all those things out there. And also, check your kids' passports, because they're only valid for 5 years. So when you look and go, they look so cute, they've grown so much. And they've grown so much that we need a new passport, all right? Now, that's one, it's really important, because that can ruin your trip right there. Now, another thing that maybe won't ruin your trip, but it's a mistake that I know I've made over the years, and travelers that travel a lot, they get a little overconfidence. They get a little like nose in the air. Yes, I am a world traveler, Eric, I know. And sometimes we get overconfident with our knowledge of the place, and we get stuck going to the same restaurants or going to do the same kind of thing. Whereas you need to kind of sometimes give yourself a chance to open up. Like, I will still go watch TikToks and Instagram and YouTube and read blogs of all these destinations I've been to before that I'm going to again, just to see, are there new things out there? Because when you've been traveling a lot, you're like, I know how to do this, I know how to do this. And you can learn from all kinds of travelers. So I think that's a mistake, is not being open to learning about places you know really well. Because even in your hometown, there's probably a new restaurant you didn't know about. That's one of those things.
Things constantly change.
Exactly. So that's one thing, is make sure you're still keeping up with those things there. Now, Eric, let's talk about the next mistake.
Biggest nemesis.
The
large airports.
Oh yeah, large.
The huge airports like DFW, like the one right up the road, Hartfield in Atlanta. So when you talk about these large airports, like oftentimes we get there and we have our plans up, we're gonna get there 2 hours before the flight, and we're gonna. But when you get to these big airports, sometimes you got to take the train in. Sometimes you got a layover that's 45 minutes, and you're like, I got enough time. But then guess what? You get into gate F, and you got to catch the train all the way to gate B, and then you got to walk another 15 minutes. So,
and then throw in a bus, maybe, as
exactly,
well.
Yeah, Heathrow. Yeah. You got to catch the bus at Heathrow. So you always got to be prepared for these large airports, invest extra time in it. It's not like your little small airports. I mean, there's a tiny airport where I'm from in Baton Rouge where I can go in and out in 30 minutes, get there 30 minutes before the flight. It's nothing like that when you go to DFW or you go to Heathrow or anywhere like that.
Yeah, and when those big airports you are going, it's a good idea to kind of brush up before you go, because Some of them, like O'Hare, which is my total nemesis when it comes to airports. But if I go into Terminal 5, I'm flying international, it's super easy and quick. But if I'm going into Terminal 2, I know I need to prep myself more time. So that's one of those things, especially going to airports you haven't gone to before with these. Yeah, as a seasoned traveler, sometimes you forget, hey, I need to do that, because you think, oh, well, I have all my stuff ready, my carry, it's just going to be pull off and go. And you can have airports like Indianapolis. Literally, it's faster to go through the non-TSA line than a TSA line, because it just is. Like, these things you might learn, and that's why our biggest nemesis out there are those large airports. Looking at you, O'Hare. I'm looking at you. or the buses. The buses at
Heathrow.
Well, his is Heathrow. Me is whenever I have to take the buses between terminals in Paris and Charles de Gaulle. So frustrating. Now, our fifth mistake that seasoned travelers make, and this is one I think all travelers make, not just seasoned travelers. I'm gonna tell you right now, to make your life easier, go and put your charger in your backpack right now. Charger and the square, the plug thing, go put it in your backpack now, because one thing that always happens is people forget it. Because think about it, you get up in the morning, you got that morning flight, okay, you charge your phone the night before, so hey, it's gonna be 100% when we leave, and then you end up grabbing and going because it's the morning, you don't think about it. So what I do is I actually have two plugs I usually travel with. One is always in my suitcase, or whether it's my carry-on or check bag. I have one of those, it's just one of those old USB ones, you know, I have that. I don't use it at home, but I have it just in case, because also that USB one, if I don't have a plug that works, or you're in a hotel that doesn't have a lot of plugs, go on you can charge from the back of the TV, so you can do that. But the thing is, I have that in there, because a lot of times I will literally forget my normal USB-C charger. And that's the thing, is just have one and have it already in there. So that's my advice to you. Go get one, have an extra one, put it in your bag so you always have it. Kind of like the toiletries. Make sure you check those things.
It's such an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh crud, I have to plan out my pictures, or you know, for the first day, try to get to like a Walgreens to get, or Best Buy or something to buy another one. Or I'm paying $90 for a charger.
You're somewhere like Sweden, like I did, and they're like charging me 3 times as much for a charger that I could get at Walmart for like $6.
Yeah, exactly. So these are just 5 little mistakes, but the thing is, we have more mistakes that veteran travelers make over on Eric's channel. So what I want you to do is, you'll see the video over here, you'll see the links over here, click on the video and watch the whole. We have 10 full mistakes that seasoned travelers like ourselves make that we don't want you to make as well. So Eric, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Travel Adventures with Eric B on YouTube, Travel Adventures with Eric B on Instagram, and Travel Adventures with Eric B on Facebook.
And I'll have the links all down below, so if you want to follow Eric, or his face will be somewhere around here too. You can click on his beautiful face, and then and you go and subscribe there. Have a great time. We'll say bye from here in beautiful Helen, Georgia.